Thanks, yes. Good morning and jambo to everyone. Let me introduce ourselves. My name is Jilesh Babla. Just to say a few things about me, I am a Tanzanian by national, by birth. I've been living in India since the age of 2. Working in India today, I have been assisting the Tanzanian embassy in various ventures in India as well as here. I've also assisted the Tanzanian Tourist Board earlier in their promotions for tourism attractions in India. Today I come to Tanzania again with an institute, the one that you see behind us as a board, that's the RSI. The RSI is the full form is Rajendra Singh Group of Institutes. Rajendra Singh, which is the name of the promoter, the chairman of the RS Institutes, which is a university in Bangalore, South India, which has been certified by the Bangalore University, the Karnataka University, and is providing various educational courses in India. Dr. Kumar will give you more details of this later. Along with me is Dr. Sarit Kumar, who is an educationist himself from the IIM, which is one of the leading institutes in India. That's the IIM is the Indian Institute of Management. He is a director with the RSI and has spelled out a huge plan for the growth and development of Africa through empowering its youth. To give you a little more details about our visit, we come here to Tanzania so that we can do some good for the poor people in this country. We come here to Tanzania so we can empower the youth of this country. We come here so that we can do our bit in making this country and this world a better place to live in. Yeah. RS Institutes has pledged itself to the development of Tanzania and East Africa on the whole through education and empowerment of the youth of this continent. To give more details, I'd like to now call upon Dr. Kumar to please give everything else to you, and then we can take a few questions that you want and we can give you all the details that you require.
Morning to all of you.
Morning.
As Jilesh has said, I'm an Indian, born and brought up in the north part of India. Worked for the corporates for about 15 years in India, in Singapore, in the other parts of the world. Then we came into education. Now, similar to your continent, India also had the similar problem, the youth. For a growth of an economy, the most important thing is that you have to empower the youth with a proper education. When we say proper education, we mean that they should be able to have a definite skill set to bring in the revenues in, as well as use those revenues properly and then take it forward for the overall growth of the economy. Now, when I am using these words, you should understand there are 3 prime objectives in which an economy grows from education. The first and the foremost is the students should do a necessary study which is in our country an undergraduate or a postgraduate. He has to be, because then only he gets that strategic ideas in his mind which he can translate into the economic development. So in RS, in Bangalore, it is, as far as Africa is concerned, it is a home away from home. 60% of the students studying in our institutes are from Africa, from the various places. Tanzania, Ghana, Congo, name it, they are all there. And the institute has formulated its vision in such a way. When it started, we thought that we are giving education to this community, but over the years we found that this community is going back to the country and giving a lot. So we thought, let's do something different from this year, and that is why we are here. We thought that we are going to take these students who are anyway coming to our institutes to study, and we are going to empower them in such a way that they come back to their respective economies and work. Like the students, previously what used to happen is, the students used to come to India and used to work in India and develop the Indian economy. What we want now is that they work very closely with the government, they work very closely with the corporate sectors, they work very closely with the industries and help it grow. We in RS have a huge base of placement with corporates. Our next move is to request these corporates to come and start business in Africa. Right now, they are not coming because the reason being, there is the resource which they feel in India is not capable of handling the dynamics of business. So we thought that we are going to talk to the corporate India and tell them, look, this is the bunch of students who have been trained by us. They will be going back respective to the respective country. You also go there and use them as the resource. So you have a resource which is ready, and then the corporate India is going to come to your economy. That's one. Second, those students who have brilliant ideas, those who have brilliant minds, and they have a business acumen for a growth process, we are arranging a seed funding for them. Seed funding means that we are having a group of investors with us, those who are ready to invest money into your continent. And these students are going to start this business with an initial capital which will be organized for them based on the business plan that they give. And if the business plan is really vibrant and it means growth, we are ready to help very closely with your government as well as your development board to see that how we can take this continent up. Another thing I would like to tell you, the perception of Africa has to change. Today Africa is definitely a developing economy. But how does the world look at it? The world is looking at the 1970s and the 1980s of Africa. No, the new millennium has a lot of youth which we have seen in our institute who thinks big, who has big dreams for their respective country, and I think it is a moral right to give them an opportunity to really work in a positive frame of mind and be a part of the growth and empowerment of this continent. So with that vision, we basically have come here to talk to you and the people in Tanzania that here is an opportunity which this institute is giving. Make use of this opportunity, come back to your respective continent and literally do good to your place. Now when I say seed funding, it goes as the investor will be there with you till your business is going up to the break-even point. We will be guiding you with all the strategic moves because he's a student. He has studied, but he doesn't know the practicalities. So we will also take his hands and help him to walk and see that he grows. Once he grows, if we can empower 20 entrepreneurs in this place, he gives employment to 100 people because each business will employ at least 20 people. So 5 entrepreneurs give 100 employment, 20 entrepreneurs give a multiplier effect of employment. And this is the way the economies grow. To take you to the hard facts, I have personally worked in an economy called as, today people know it as Singapore. If you look at 1960s of Singapore, Singapore is just a small country with farming and agriculture as their only base of growth. What did Singapore do? This is exactly what Singapore did. They empowered the youth, they gave importance to education, they brought in entrepreneurs, they brought in business people. And what do we see Singapore today? The whole world is looking at it. It's become the biggest employment generation hub from the financial point of view as well as the resource point of view. And it stands, just imagine a continent of 34 square kilometers is a vibrant face to the world today. Next economy if you see is China. Today fighting with US. 100% education empowerment in China. Everybody has to study. We have also come up with an initiative for your continent that those students who have a problem of a fee, they can even go for an online education system wherein they get our resource help from India, and based on that they will be basically studying on this. Every student who studies in our institute is basically working on this tab. This tab is not a tab, this is basically a learning portal. Every course that we have defined is uploaded in this. So the students who study in our institute is technologically very strong, and today the world is moving towards technology. They have to work on this. So every student, the minute he lands into the campus, gets this to work with. The classroom study is about 3 to 4 hours, rest is research. And when I say research, it is a global research which we are talking about. As a student, he has to know how is the global village changing. And that is the empowerment which we give to our students. So gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, we are not here to, take students and make them study there. Maybe our long-term vision is that we might have a sort of a hub here which empowers the student of all categories to grow, and they can only grow with education. There is no other way. We have courses which is very practical in our institute. As you see in this poster behind me, there are 6 different additional certifications which we give, which is all workable solutions for them, and each is a business by itself. When I call hospitality management, I am talking about a hotel chain, I am talking about a restaurant, I am talking about maybe a small food joint. They work on that, slowly they empower themselves in that, and then they grow. When I am talking about an airport management course, I am talking about empowering the youth with the dynamics of working in an airline industry, where the customer, the value of time of the customer is very, very important. So I have to empower these youth to feel that how customers have to be given a sort of a feeling of professionalism. And today professionalism is the next key to success. When I am talking about an event management, I am literally explaining them maybe how to arrange a wedding plan and do it a professional job, so that people get to know that this is what is happening. There is a change. So basically RS wants to bring a change of the thinking process, of the growth scenario, of the economic development, ultimately leading to empowerment to fight the developed world. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, we have tremendous amount of power. I have seen youths, your youths, doing wonders in India, because for the last 10 years they are studying in our institute. I am talking about students who earn $900 per month on the first day when they pass out of their institute. But what are they doing? They are joining an Indian company and increasing further the economy of India. What I want is that particular student should come back to your economy, add to your economy, make his life good and the country's life good. And this is how all economics is done. And we are in the right frame of mind to take, we are at a threshold level of growth, we have to only take off in Africa. What do we lack here? Nothing. We have the resource, we have the human capital. The only thing which we have to jointly I would say, hand in hand work towards an empowerment of education. If we can do that, mark my words, 10 years from now, Africa will be the nation to reckon with. Every other economy has reached the saturation point. Every other economy. That is why when you see the GDP, when you see the growth year on year, US showing a negative growth. Europe, apart from Germany and Switzerland, showing a negative growth. your continent is a continent which is not tried yet. You can only grow. There is nothing called negativism in your continent. You can only grow. So the future, I feel, of any investment, of any empowerment is Africa. So with that vision, we came to your continent to literally take it up and see that how we proceed in the next 5 to 10 years. And if you ask my personal vision and my chairman's vision, I would like to have an education hub in Africa to the tune of Oxford. Have you heard Oxford? In UK, maybe something like that. Here in your continent, why not? Or how did Oxford start? It started as a small education unit outside London, about 100 odd kilometers, with an institute. Today Oxford is a name, is called as a Mecca of education to the world and has become a most vibrant city. An education hub which changed the dynamics of thinking process of UK. So why can't we have a hub here? Why can't we do something on an R&D here? Your government is ready to shake hands. I think now the youth has to come in the front. To first take up the benefits which we have, use those benefits, learn it, empower themselves, plow it back to the economy. Not keep it there. If 200 students tomorrow come to our institute, study, learns everything and comes back and 40 becomes an entrepreneur or joins companies, your economy has already started taking an upward path. We will request the Indian companies to come, because of our contacts, to come and start business here in Africa. The only thing which they tell is, where is the resource? We can't fly down resource from India, human resource, to work. So we are going to tell them, yes, you have a human resource now, which has been trained by us. It is a plowback system, plow it back to the economy. I think that's all.
So,
Thank you.
what I'll just say to end up is that we, through all of you in the media, we are trying to reach out to the youth and the students of this country to associate with us, to make use of the resources that we have, so that the final aim is to come back to Tanzania and help the country grow. That's what we are trying to reach out to. We are also looking at associating with institutes, universities, colleges, schools, to make use of all the resources that we have. And that's why we are trying to have this conference and this release, which you can help us, because you are the people who will help us to reach out to the masses. We are not only looking at those youth who are able to speak English or who are educated. We are also looking at the youth which are in the rural areas and the urban areas, both. So you can help us to reach them. Right? And I think that's basically the aim of this meeting today. We are here just today. We've just landed today from Rwanda, in fact. We've come in from Rwanda. We had 3 days of our meetings in Rwanda, and we are following up with the last leg of the tour in Congo, because we also have students from Congo. So that's the final leg of the tour, which is after 4 days. But in the next 4 or 5 days, we are meeting a lot of people here in Tanzania who will share this vision with. And we request you to please try and help us to penetrate into the masses with this view, so that they can make use of it. I think if anybody has questions, we are good to take it now. So, yeah.
Thank you very much. If there is any question?
Maybe hospitality, event management, airport management, a niche study. Come back with a certification again, an empowerment given by us, and use it. The third thing which we are also looking at is an online education system. That is, students who are already studying in these universities and want to have a real exchange of a value add and a skill set improvement, they can work on a portal with us through this. Every student, as I said, will be given this. Will have a proper portal connection of RS knowledge, RS knowledge. So sitting in their respective, maybe the rural and the urban places or in the universities, they can come as a virtual classroom and go through this program, and maybe after 9 months get an evaluation process done through our resource on a virtual platform as well as on a personal platform where our faculties will travel, evaluate them and give them a certification. Now what is going to happen is, people who are going to study there definitely gains. People who cannot spend a 3-year period of study, they can continue with a 6 months period and gain. And there is a group which feels that no, we cannot travel is costly. Okay, so can we have something which is online for them also? So our ultimate aim of this mechanism is to reach the maximum youth, because it is not a question of training 100 or 200. That's not going to change the economy. The economical divergence will only come when this increases to about 10,000 to 20,000 students, and then really you get that feel of, they start thinking about that activity. And once they start thinking about the country, you don't have to look back. Then they take over and they move forward. So that is basically our mechanism. Have I answered your question now?